So we're gonna start off by saying congratulations to the new bantamweight champ, my boy Sean O'Malley. That was a good fight, man.
I didn't get to see it though, but I heard about it.
Yo, what you think about the fight, bro?
It shocked me. I'm pretty sure it shocked a lot of people due to the fact that he can't wrestle. And I know his last fight with when it came to takedowns, he was using the fence a lot. But he kept it on the feet, and that's what they always say. Every fight, every round starts on the feet.
How long the fight go?
Second round.
A second round?
51 seconds into the second
That
round.
shit pretty quick.
Yeah. That shit
shot,
crazy.
that precision he was talking about was serious.
And that's crazy, And he was against Sterling?
Yeah, Aljamain Sterling. People are claiming. Well, you don't have to claim it. He is the best bantamweight in UFC.
Yeah, for the 9 consecutive wins and shit like that. But I will say, I was rooting for O'Malley the whole time. I actually didn't even think he was gonna win. Basically from grappling, I automatically went in thinking like, all right, Aljamain gonna go in, he gonna grab him, cause just size and grappling wise, Aljamain is probably the better grappler.
Right.
People always say, O'Malley can grapple, but nobody has really got him to the point where he needed to show his skills in that. He's a technical striker. He's always striking. So I expected if it stayed on the feet, that O'Malley was gonna knock him out. But I just didn't expect him to stay on the feet. So
yeah, I should check it out before I got hit, for real. I was gonna talk about it. Yeah. So what you got for us today, man?
Hey, man.
All right. $1 million question.
All right.
It's a 50% chance that it could be a man. It's 50% it could be a woman. But would you put your dick in a glory hole and let, whatever happens to completion for $1 million?
You don't know what's on the other side of the wall.
You just put it in, it's just a hole in the wall, you're going to put your dick in.
And somebody gonna suck your shit off.
You can't see them.
Yeah, I do it.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
I say the same.
It was not even a question.
Yeah, $1 million.
My conscience is clear.
Yeah, I just gotta think about a woman.
I don't even think I wouldn't expect it to be a man. I know they say, it could be a man. It's gonna be $1 million. So that's the only thing I know for.
If it's gonna be $1 million, they're gonna make you work for that million. So
you think it's gonna?
It could be a man.
I'm not working.
And that's the thing they keep telling you. They like, but you'll never find out. That's the part.
I
won't find out.
Yeah,
I think as soon as I know, they're gonna give me that briefcase full of money.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna look on the other side of the curtain.
Yeah,
I'm gonna leave.
Oh yeah, that's
even if it's like the best blowjob ever. That's the thing.
He said, "Hey, hold on though. Let me find out because I gotta really see who did me like this." Look,
at that
whole
point,
time, but you try not to enjoy it though, knowing that it might be a nigga.
Nah, I'm gonna enjoy that shit.
Okay, because you can be like, "What?"
Yeah, I mean, it's a glory hole, so you're not seeing the person. We just going off to the feeling. So I'm gonna enjoy that shit. Yeah, head is head.
Nah, we were looking at some shit, and it was like mad niggas like, hell no, I wouldn't do that shit. I was like, man, y'all niggas crazy.
$1 million?
$1 million to get your dick sucked.
Yeah, and you don't know who it is. It'd be different if like
you knew it was a nigga for sure.
The shit was transparent. And you
nah, that ain't even transparent. Nigga
yeah, nah, give me that $1 million. Shit.
God damn. Well, yeah, just a little opener, but that was something we was talking about, the other day. And I was like, Dad, that'd be a good question. So y'all comment down below. Would you put your meat in the glory hole, get sucked to completion without knowing who's on the other side for $1 million?
I just think that shit is too easy. I don't know, but people, society is so homophobic. They be trying to deny it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But that's easy. It's an easy yes.
Easy meal.
Yeah.
That's homophobia if you say you don't want $1 million because you don't want a man to touch you.
But you don't know it's gonna be a man. You're assuming it's gonna be a man.
I mean, I guess at that point though, because when they say every time I say homophobia, I'm like, I'm not afraid of gay people, but it's like
they just not your cup of tea.
Yeah. So I can understand at that point why someone would say no, because like, dang, I don't want to have to do something I don't want to. Like something I
mean, that's true. I see what you're saying. So yeah, it won't necessarily be.
I do a lot of shit I don't want to
be homophobic, but I get what you're saying. Yeah.
I do a lot of shit I don't want to do for $1 million. I think I'd kill somebody. Would you kill somebody? $1 million. They say you doing this for some top secret shit. You not going to prison for it.
Oh yeah, I might do it for free. For real. What the hell? The only thing that keeps motherfuckers from killing is the consequences.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So you think the morale of human is only sustained through consequence?
Yeah, majority. Yeah, yeah. That's the point of laws. That's why it's there. Because other than that would be a damn purge.
So, yeah, I guess. So, what is it? What's that called? What's that law when they martial law or something like that? Ain't that when like they just drop all laws for X amount of time and motherfuckers be looting and shit like that?
Oh yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, I gotta look into it.
Yeah, some shit like that was to happen. You literally think within minutes of that shit being declared, motherfuckers just gonna go crazy.
Yeah, like when I don't know, you saw the Purge movies when they came out?
Yes.
Yeah, you saw what happened when that shit came out, and then not just the movie itself, but when the hypothetical came in, and people was like, "What if this was us?" People started naming people they would be killing and shit. Like in 24 hours, I got 24 hours. This bitch getting knocked off. This nigga getting knocked off. You know, yes, these niggas are letting their emotions out on anybody they have beef with. Trust me.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I don't know, cause we all try to be cordial, all act like we got, all this high morale and stuff like that. But like you said, I feel like it's shit just the front. At the end of the day.
So you saying that you don't think all of us are morally competent? Like we all got our like demons, like shit that we actually want to do.
Yeah, and like you said with the homophobia thing, I think it's about like the perception of what other people gonna think about you more so than what you really think or feel about yourself.
Yeah,
I
know myself. You give me a meal to kill somebody, I ain't gonna get caught.
So, I got a question, right? What is your thought or belief in human existence? Let me go.
All right, I see where you're going. Go ahead.
So, do you believe in creation, evolution, or something other?
This is a topic that, of course, gets talked about like my 30 years of living. But for real, my serious answer is I don't care enough to know how we started.
No, what's your thought though? Like if you just had to like put your chips on one.
On one. So you're saying I have to choose? I can't.
Yeah. So creation, or if you don't, so you don't believe in any of it, or so I'm saying like, so what is?
I don't think far enough back to care about like the origin of like how we got here. I know.
So you've never put thought into
it? Yeah, when I was growing up, of course, growing up under like a religious faith, yeah, of course, I was born to believe a certain way, but then when I started making my own decisions, like in high school, my mind changed. I was like, do I really care about this, or I was forced to care? You know what I'm saying? Because I'm here now. I don't care really how I got here. We're gonna keep going back and forth between science and religion, or like it don't. Yeah, that's not nothing I think about.
What's your take on it, bro?
Only thing I always think about was the chicken or the egg. And that just boggles my mind because I was like, well, chickens make eggs, but I would have eggs. But that's where they come from.
Which one came first? That boggles my mind too. But then I have to snap out of it, like, because how am I gonna find out that information? So that's what makes me not care enough. You know what I'm saying?
So my idea on that part, if I was going down that route, I would say, how can you say chicken or egg when no one never says adult or baby, and that would be the equivalent?
How's that the equivalent?
If you go in biblical, people say, God made man and all the other creatures. He didn't make baby and all the other You know what I'm saying? Like what I mean is Adam was considered an adult
because,
at creation.
Yeah.
So he can do and take care of himself.
Right.
Why would he had created an egg instead of a chicken? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I just look at it in that same sense.
I get what you're saying.
So and not to mention an egg has to be incubated. Yeah. It has to be at a certain temperature, whatever else. But a chicken is already here to take care of the egg. Then it continues.
That would be a flaw in the system at that point. That'd be a glitch. If you just had an adult, it'd be like Sims. He just dropped an adult at that point, which ideally we would all like to just be an adult and we just figure stuff out.
That's basically what it.
Yeah, that's what it's saying.
Yeah, like you would like that. But at that point, then if you want to go the religious route, then now you start having questions.
That is the religious route.
My thoughts on it. I believe way outside of the box. I don't necessarily believe in evolution or creation fully. I believe in both and all, but outside of that, my thought is I believe human beings are not from this planet. That shit crazy. Now I'm gonna explain to you why. For one, specifically, and this shit ain't no racist shit, but I don't think white people are from Earth. Now I'm about to go into why. Okay. This gonna go into science, religion, and all of the above. Okay. So, number one reason why I don't feel like we belong here is we don't fit in. We don't blend in. We don't adapt.
You saying we as in human beings?
Human beings.
Okay.
What I mean by that is, look at any other animal, which technically they consider us animals as well.
Yeah, right.
Any other animal on this planet, they all can adapt to their environment. Humans are one of the only species that don't adapt to the environment. They change the environment to comfort them. Mm-hmm. A human cannot, like, what natural environment do humans belong in? What I mean by that is, if a polar bear is designed to live in the Arctic, they will not freeze to death. If a human goes into the Arctic, they will freeze to death. Bear, just throw a human out there. You get what I'm saying?
I get what you're saying, but that's because of genetics. So, So where you're born into, it's just like the reason why we can't adapt is because we're not born in the Arctic. So genetically, we're not able to acclimate to it right away.
So when I said that was just one extreme.
Right.
Let's go to the opposite end. Throw us in the desert. Mm-hmm. And just let us be.
Because you're throwing us in there.
But what I'm saying is
we're not evolving
at
there.
what point?
So if you took a polar bear and put them in the desert, you say they're gonna thrive?
No. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is there is no ecosystem that we perfectly fit into without having to change the ecosystem. I'm just using extremes, but you can put us anywhere and we cannot survive. For example, okay, they say we are omnivores, meaning we eat herbs and meat, or vegetation and meat. The amount of vegetation that we can eat raw is few. We can't eat meat raw for the most part, but if we are, think of any other animal.
You can't eat meat raw.
Think of any other animal, omnivores, let's say a gorilla, one of our closest relatives by DNA. Gorilla can eat meat raw. Intestines, everything. Just pick up a mouse or whatever is that's out there, can eat it raw and will not get sick. Will not, if we don't cook meat, of course some meat, maybe, but then that still has to be prepared properly. Then we can't even eat meat. We can't adapt to our habitat. We have to change everything. Not to mention, think about any invasion story. On all invasion movies, stories, lines, it literally states, or the basis is beings from an outer world come to harvest and use up all the natural resources. What's the number one thing humans do?
I mean, we do exactly that. Yeah.
What other species that makes as big of a footprint on the planet as humans do? Now,
No, I mean, there's no other species because
no other
we basically
species
take over.
outside of that.
Yeah, we take over.
We are the only species that has the type of intellect that we have. What I mean is, you know how when we expect aliens to come, we expect them to be smarter than every other being on our planet.
All right.
Us as humans, we are that. We are smarter than every other being, every other species on this planet.
We're not. We're not smarter than dolphins, and we're not smarter than chimpanzees.
Listen.
And we damn sure ain't smarter than an elephant either.
Listen, I ain't talking about memory. I'm talking about literal technological skills. If we weren't, why do we have things that they cannot get, cannot make, cannot build, cannot like achieve? All the modern marvels that humans have achieved. Now, go further back. This was my mindset when I say the white people. Black people, Africans, or Native Americans were still indigenous people.
Mm-hmm.
White people came on ships. Ships. Back then, word ship. I don't know how and why were other areas so indigenous, but the white man comes on ships, and so technologically, like much, like they're way further, they're way more advanced. They have technology and things that we've never known about, seen. Were able to trick us into this and believe in them, low key worshiping them as gods. Go further back to Egyptians, ships, UFOs, saucers, praising beings that come down.
Mm-hmm.
Go further back, or maybe not further, but another sense. Biblically, there are parts in the Bible that states angels came from the heavens and began to mate with the humans. You know about that?
No, but are you considering who are you considering the humans? Are you considering white people the humans or the angels?
No, not angels.
Oh, okay.
Aliens. I would just say angels for it to be verbal. For example, to me as a whole, religion was based on history to control
Yeah,
or
I
whatever.
agree.
So
I agree.
yeah. So with that
Yeah.
being said, I'm not gonna say I'm an alien or whatever, and you know, in the books and stuff like that. But the angels or whatever, and not just that. Back then, the verbiage of people that don't know any better can say, "Oh my God, these are angels," when in all actuality, it could have just been alien. Just like, for example, in the Egyptians and the hieroglyphs and stuff, those were portrayed. They worshipped them. They helped them advance. They gave them technologies. Some of the shit that the Egyptians had can't even be, they say, can't be produced currently. They still are unaware of how some of the pyramids were built and how they last and how long they've been there and some of the things they accomplished. Like, it shouldn't have been able to be like what is it, Stonehenge or something like that?
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. But so, are you considering Egyptians to be white?
No, not the Egyptians. Egyptians were the indigenous people.
All right.
That.
But you start off saying that how was the white people already smarter, but Egyptians were smart as well.
No, Egyptians were shown. That's what I'm saying. You ever seen the movie 65 Million Years? Or 65 Mil?
No, I haven't seen it.
Or was it just called 65?
I think 65.
Okay, well, anyway, in that movie, it literally kind of depicts what I'm saying. And I've been thinking this way before I seen the movie. This movie had no parts in what I thought. But literally, it was showing, coincidentally, happened to be a white man, Of course, most movies are anyway. On a spaceship and actually visited Earth 65 million years ago. Why the dinosaurs were still here. And that's like the premise of that movie. But I don't know. And then like as of lately, all this UFO shit that they trying to make normal and like, it was UFO, oh yeah, Area 51 and all that shit like that. I don't even think, I don't know. I still don't think that, I mean, that's my best thought for it. I feel like humans were here because like, even in the movies, when they go to a planet, they try to look for a planet that's inhabitable. Mm-hmm. So of course you're going to try to go to a planet that has the life form similar to you and breathable air to you. So of course, if it was an alien that was to come here, they would have to be able to breathe oxygen, meaning by DNA, genetics, they would have to be similar to us anyway.
Right.
Think about going back when people say, oh, you know, black people derive from Africa or Hispanics derive from Mexico or Spain, whatever. I don't know. But then you say white people at the beginning, they literally say the Caucasus Mountains.
What's the Caucasus Mountains?
What is that?
Right.
What is a Caucasian? That's not even a fucking location. That's not even a... But yet it's nothing behind that. It's just like, and then on the fucking UFO, alien movies, whatever, extraterrestrial shit, what's the first thing the aliens do when they come to a planet? They enslave the current population and race to work for them. To like, man.
Not E.T. That was the homie.
He said that was the homie.
But nah, for real. I mean, that theory could go somewhere, but it sounds like the theory is only referencing the white people here in America. You know, there's 100 other countries, right?
No, not just white. I feel like overall, outside of like Japan and shit.
So what's the answers for? What are answers for these other foreign countries? You know what I'm saying? For Japan, like what the Asian country. What are the answers for them?
Nothing. Seclusion. Mm-hmm. Like you don't have to take over everything. It's but so many. So say if the first people that came down, it had to only be 9 out of 10 coming for their planet being destroyed, exploration, voyaging, just like Christopher Columbus.
So out of all these countries and cultures, are white people the only aliens?
I can't say that. But what I will say is they fit the bill as far as they weren't the indigenous people. They weren't. I can't say who else was or wasn't, but they weren't the indigenous people. That's in my heart. That's how I feel about it. Cause like shit just don't add up, man. Like even currently, you still have so many indigenous people on this planet.
Yeah.
Mostly in Africa and stuff. Like, yet the cities and countries and that's ran by other societies, ran by other people, is technologically advanced. They got this, they got that, and they need it. Africans, or just say indigenous people, don't need none of that shit. They just live off the land. Like, I feel like how we were supposed to do. How we are designed to do. And that's what I'm saying. When
I get where you're going with it, yeah.
Like, you living off the land.
Yeah.
We got brought over here and mentally trained to not be able to survive. But if you go back over there, they can survive. They can thrive. The village and all that, you know, to raise. Man. That shit be on my mind, man. I know a lot of people might think I'm crazy, but shit like that be on my mind, man.
So you said that it was a little bit of evolution as well. So where does the evolution take part?
Yeah, I feel like evolution is inevitable. What I mean by that is like even if you go for just iPhones, or since we've been here and been alive, if you just going for like look at vehicles and look at the humans' mind, thought process, and I feel like evolution is a lot slower and it happens, and it might not be to the extreme that science made it seem as though it's like a fucking bird can used to be a fish. I ain't saying I believe in that shit, but I just believe in like.
So do you believe that we was once cavemen?
I can see that because
or how you pronounce it? Neanderthals.
Neanderthals.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see that, and that would be a part of the evolution. But what I mean by Neanderthals, it doesn't necessarily mean, cavemen to where they show it in the fucking. But like I said, if you go back to the motherland, those people still kind of live like that. They don't have lighters. They start fires with fucking rocks and sticks and things of that nature. They live off the land, like so. Shit, humans that made more evolution lately than fucking nature had. Motherfucking making ligers and fucking pocket bullies and fucking. I mean, shit. And that in itself is evolution, technically. But I feel like things like that will happen in nature based off of survival. Mm-hmm. So let's say if it's a certain type of fish in the ocean and their numbers are dwindling low, and it's another fish that's similar, I feel like they can mate and create a new species, which technically would be evolution. That species would stop this species from dying and fully because the genes from that one will continue to go. But at the same note, slowly but surely, that species that was dwindling will no longer be. I feel like for evolution to be a thing, the prior can't no longer be here. Like they be saying, oh, we evolved from monkeys. I don't believe that shit. Cause why are monkeys still here, bro? Like, why are they still here?
You following?
I'm listening, and even I thought about that, but then I was like, the monkeys just ain't hop on that train. That's what I would think, as far as why monkeys would still be here if we.
How do you feel about his theory?
I didn't think it was the white people. That was the aliens. Because I've talked to my dad about this a lot of times, and our theory was that it was a subsection of Africans that actually came down and was trying to help, and when I guess they saw that things were going haywire, they dipped. And then since then, that's why they'll come systematically and be like a restart. Mm-hmm. Because we're actually behind, if you think about it. If they had airplanes during the pyramids, then the stuff that we are doing now are not as impressive because we build things and they don't last. Back then, they built things and it's still here to this day. So they were getting a hold of stuff and they was like, oh, yeah, y'all getting too smart and y'all using things for the wrong things. So they did like a huge wipeout. And those people, I guess they got on their ship and they dipped. But yeah. But at the same time, we've had a conversation as far as they didn't really leave because they're actually all right.
They're the Illuminati.
No, it's more so like y'all know deja vu.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, no, the Mandela effect.
Mandela effect.
You remember something, and you know it to be true, but when you look at it, it's like, nah, that's not what happened. Like they say something about 2 Shazam movies or a Kazam and a Shazam.
That shit right there, that was just some weird shit to be happening. But I know exactly what you're talking about.
What's going on? That fucked me up too.
What they're saying is, history is being altered as we know it, and because those people never left, they became so advanced that they can actually blend in with society as we know it because they're trying to correct things.
Kind of like Men in Black.
Somewhat. Yeah, it would be like that. So, but it's like you can't rewire something I experienced, you know? Mm-hmm.
But
it just wipes out from history as we know it. But you still like, I know I saw this.
So at the end of the day, you're saying you can possibly believe in the alien theory
Absolutely.
to some extent.
There's no way that we're the only ones. And
Right.
with your idea of saying that, like, even all right, animals can poop. It doesn't. It would not mess up the environment. We poop.
We have to have a whole sewage system.
Yeah, it will become diseases and stuff like that. When we die, too many
That's
of
because
us.
of what we take in, though.
Exactly.
That's the
Other
chemicals
things-
that we. So, animals, they eat from the earth.
Mm-hmm.
So they're not taking in the fucking toxins and shit that we're eating.
What about the things that eat raw? You got to think, prior to preservatives, people had sewage systems. Way back in the day, prior to preservatives, when everything was still fresh, possibly pickled or canned or to be preserved, but not with preservatives like the shit, all the false toxic shit that we have now for things to last 6 months, 1 year, things like that. They still had to create sewage systems because of disease and famine and things like that going. Like all this shit is based off history that we ain't even see. But according to history, back in Greece and the old medieval times, they had sewage systems and stuff. They had latrines and outhouses and things of that nature. Even then, before they even had like plumbing, they had a place to separate shit and piss from the rest of their dwellings. But I don't know. Overall, even like he said, I can see that. Say if it is a higher species or a higher mind that's lurking and still watching, that still would go back to religion, where they say God is watching us, know what you do and see. And that's what I'm saying. I feel like it's a mixture of everything. But I feel like biblically, the Bible was possibly written to be like guidelines.
Well, that's what they call it.
I mean, that's exactly what it is.
Yeah, guidelines, but
before leaving Earth.
Yeah. I mean, that's what it is.
To not be as people believe it to be. Like, I don't know. People. I feel like people take it for more than what it is a lot of the times, and more than a book of knowledge, a book of guidance, a book of survival. Because at the end of the day, I feel like without a lot of the guidelines in the Bible, I feel like it would be a lot of chaos. But I feel like the strength of the Bible is definitely dwindling. I feel like the newer generations are straying further away from it. I feel like our grandparents, great-grandparents, and things of that nature relied on that Bible a lot more than we do currently.
That's because we ask more questions, though, too.
Yeah.
A lot of things they took at face value. Like, they say this is what it is, and they didn't question it. They just said, okay,
right,
I believe you.
Because there's a lot of, because what the Bible is really about interpretation, how you interpret it, anything that's said in the Bible. And our ancestors were listening to false prophets. The white man was putting their interpretation on us. And instead of digging into the Bible and reading it for ourselves,
we couldn't read. We were taught to read their language.
Well, they brought a book that wasn't in our language anyway.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so at the end of the day,
we listened, we spread the knowledge through generations on, and now those are guidelines that we was following by until the coming up generation are now questioning these things. Like this don't make sense.
You wanna know some fucked up shit too? That was the only fucking book a nigga was allowed to read.
Exactly.
That's smart though.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm like, if you want to play devil's advocate,
yeah,
but I don't know else, and you're like,
I don't know if y'all know, but there's also a such thing as a slave Bible, that's out here. I think it's like 2 or 3 copies that's out here floating around, and it's basically a Bible for the enslaved, where they had their own interpretation of life and things. I never read it myself, so I can't dive deep into it, but I definitely I do my own study on like African American history. I went to Washington D.C. last October, and then while I was in Alabama this weekend, I went to another museum. Um, and so we had our own Bible or whatever, that we followed guidelines, but the mass majority stayed with what the white man was preaching out of the Holy Bible, and he was preaching in the way he wanted us to interpret it. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't. That's why there's a lot of us stringing out of like the Christian faith. Like growing up, most black people you met was considered Christian, or they call themselves Christian.
You want to know the crazy thing too?
Yeah.
To say Jesus is white, but there's so many atheist white people, and a lot of black people be more religious than the fucking white people. To me, that's kind of, I don't know, it's kind of crazy. It kind of makes it like a double standard. You know how like a person that be like, you know, see you smoking, like, dang, young blood, you shouldn't be smoking. And they literally smoking, but then it's like, you know, they like, oh, this is what you should believe in.
Right.
But we ain't gonna believe in it, but you should believe in it type shit.
So, I mean, I guess the evolution like created segue, but since we're on it, I mean, let's be honest, where do y'all stand when it comes to like religion? Where do y'all stand? Do y'all consider yourself religion? If so, what faith do you believe in?
I'm not religious at all. Mm-hmm. I don't believe in any faith at all. But I wouldn't consider myself an atheist necessarily. I believe in something.
Right.
I don't know what, but I do believe something is there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by, you know, not taking a specific religion, because I feel like it's too many. It's just like social media. Mm-hmm. When one person does something on social media, we're going to say TikTok, and it's popular and it's popping, everybody, oh my God, I want to do it too. And now you got millions of religions just like that TikTok. One person do one, it go viral, and everybody. I feel like religion at one point might have had like a true religion, but I feel like there's so many, it's so tainted, it's so like diluted now, that it's hard to say this is the right one, 100% guaranteed. If you believe anything else, you're a fucking idiot.
I feel that same way.
I cannot go with that. And that's why I say I do believe in the morals of religions. And when I put an S on that, I don't go by one.
Yeah.
I'll take from all. Yeah. Whatever I look at, whatever I read, and it feels good to me, feel good in my heart, I feel just, that's what I go by. Yeah. I don't sit there and, you know, oh, this is the only way to do it. That's just like life in general. Yeah. That's like getting rich. Is it only one way to get rich? No. It's nothing in this world that's only one way to do it. So for somebody to say, you know, this is the only way to get into heaven, or the only way to get into paradise, whichever other people may believe, I will not believe that.
Well, they'll say their version of paradise. But I would agree with you on that point, because the base of religion was just to explain the things that you just didn't understand. And then after a while, it took a meaning of, well, if I keep doing this particular thing, then they'll keep granting me, like, I don't know, crops and things of that nature. Like, oh man, it's not raining, it's a drought, I don't have any crops. I must have been bad.
Low
I have to sacrifice something.
It's kind of like motherfuckers on football Sunday when they like, I gotta wear these stinking ass socks because my team keep winning. And they like, what the fuck, I got my socks on and we ain't win this time. But it's like, the socks had nothing to do with it.
Right.
That's what they say, I guess faith at that point.
Yeah.
Like, if you really believe in something, that it can actually have, it can impact your surroundings. And to that point, I don't know. That's kind of like tricky to believe in something that much that somehow is going to work out for you. And you're like, well, you don't have no faith.
But now I will say you got a lot of people that believe that we are our own gods and we can manifest our own energy. And if that was the case, then believing and praying and doing all of that will manifest something up. And I don't necessarily go against that neither, because it's just like meditation or anything else.
It's the same thing.
positive affirmations for yourself. You wake up every day, tell yourself positive affirmations, look at yourself in the mirror, meditate, and dwell on positive things, you're more likely to get a positive outcome. Same thing for negative shit. But that's why I guess, maybe praying was a way of meditation before we had
that's what it is.
The psychological understanding.
Before you started praying to something, you said at one point we were just like, what? Was it always another being that we were praying to?
No, I mean, I can't say that. I don't know. I don't hear. But I'm just saying, I feel like I'll say this. Let's go. If you were to go back, I could see if they were like, say if I was on my hands and knees, or not even that. Say if I'm laying down in the bed and just, oh my God, I just, I hope this job come through for me, come through. I'm just praying on this job because I don't have a job or something currently. Mm-hmm. And then when I wake up, phone ring, I get the job. Was it the prayer or was it coincidence? But some people are going to put it off on the prayer. Mm-hmm. But at the same note, what I had got that call if I didn't put the application in.
Yeah.
Like.
Or you would have just waited 24 hours.
Yeah, if I would have literally just waited and not put the footwork in myself, will anything ever happen? I feel like nothing never happens until you put the work in behind it as well. Yeah. Now, of course, at random, you can win sweepstakes or certain things like that, but you still had to put your ticket in for the sweepstakes.
You had to put the ticket in.
You know what I'm saying? So everything, I feel like, when, a lot of people say, we create our own. We are our own gods. We can create. We can destroy.
I feel like people don't give themselves enough credit. They always give it to the higher being. They're like, oh, thank God I got this. Thank God But I feel like
you put the work in.
You put the work in. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to discredit any faith or religion. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But I'm just saying, like, it bothers me because, I mean, give yourself some credit. Maybe God put you in a position. It's up to you to make the right decision in that position. I mean, it depends on what you believe in. So he probably gave you the tools, but you gotta be the one to use the tools. You can't give all the credit to the higher being. You know what I'm saying? If there's a expert carpenter, but he don't have the tools, how he's gonna build the house? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Somebody bring you the tools. This is a decision to use those tools in the right way, or even use those tools to be an expert. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like for the ones who do believe, you gotta give yourself a little bit of credit. Don't give it all to the higher being.
Y'all hear that? Yeah. Give yourself some credit, man. If you put your work in, you put the time in, you put the effort in, you gotta give yourself some credit sometimes.
And I'll piggyback on what you said because you hit a note that I've been like, well, for starters, I grew up in the Christian faith, but I was always that kid that was like questioning everything, and Mom Deuce was like, "Well, why are you questioning the Bible?" You know, and I'll read the Bible. It never made sense to me. It was like it got to the point where I was just like, it's not clicking, and it's not because I'm dumb. It's just that I'm asking all the questions that
nobody else don't want to ask.
Y'all want to ask, and then I also got to the point where I stopped reading the Bible because I realized I was like, this is not meant for me to read. So to this day, I don't believe in the Bible. No disrespect to anybody, but it's almost like it's a good story. You know, it's a great story. Like if I was, I don't even mean to offend anybody, but
I agree, man.
It's like if I was reading like a Harry Potter type of story, a Harry Potter type of book, that's what it is to me. Mm-hmm. I do believe in a higher being. And so why I brought this up is because I believe we all are gods, you know, because we do depend on each other to get through, you know what I'm saying? But because somebody told us there's a higher being, they make us believe that's a higher being. But the faith is in us. Faith is hope. I mean, you can really use that synonymously, but we're using faith because it correlates with religion. So that's where I stand at. That's why I wanted to get y'all where y'all heads was on it, and it's crazy. Where, I mean, we're in the same room. We kind of like thinking like it would be better if you was somebody who's religious. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, boy. Shit might get dirty in here.
Nah, they'll probably just say, I'm going to pray for you. That's what I always
I'm
been
gonna
told.
pray for you, baby.
I'm gonna pray for you. I hope you find the right answers because it's more so because it's the fear behind it too.
Yeah.
Because it actually openly acknowledge such a thing.
Yeah,
You'd be like, that's why I think they give credit because they be like, dang, you gave this to me, and if I don't give you the credit, you're gonna take it away. And if you do, if something bad happens, it's that faith or that belief in your mind that's like, I'm not being punished, I'm being tested. You know, so it absolves a lot of the things, it clears up a lot of the answers that we don't know, or a lot of questions we're afraid to ask. Like, why did this happen? Oh, because you're being tested. But it's not because you actually did something. Because if you feel like you did something, and you start realizing like, oh, I actually have the power to change, my reality. But like that,
and I honestly feel like that is what turned a lot of people to like Scientology. You have exact answers.
Facts.
1 plus 1.
What somebody said was facts. You know what I'm saying?
1 plus 1 is gonna be 2.
Yeah.
This fucking sky is blue because the refraction of light and whatever else is not like, oh, well, just believe. Because, like, sometimes you want a definitive answer. You know what I'm saying? That's like anything in life. If your kid, your wife, or anybody asks you a specific question, if you continue to just give them a off the wall something, they're gonna be like, man, I don't know if I like this guy now. You know what I'm saying? But outside of that, I will also say something that I really dislike. I ain't gonna say hate. Is that so much get put on the devil as well, and it might not even be a true being.
Right, because I don't.
And it's like
I don't believe that.
It's like as soon as something good happens, it's God. As soon as something bad happens, oh, the devil trying to work on me, he trying to give me that. I honestly feel like karma is just a part of life. Pros and cons is a part of life. Good and bad is a part of life. Everything can't be good. Everything can't be bad. And some shit is neither. It's just up to perception. So like, I don't know. And I feel like that's so odd that we could give that much negativity towards something in it. Just like with the positive end, it could be our faults. Say, somebody get fired, but yet they've been coming late to work. And they gonna say, Satan is pulling my strings or whatever else, not today. And like a lot of stuff that we do to ourselves, we create our own negativity. We create our own karma as a whole. If you do bad, you get bad. You do good, you get good. But you can do good and get bad in reverse. Do bad and get good. Because nothing is forever, nothing is constant, nothing is definite. In life as a whole, nothing is perfect. So no matter what you do, you're not going to get perfection. And I feel like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people use God and Satan as like scapegoats. To like,
old man was said, I actually read this last year. He said religion made us believe in false enemies, meaning that why is Satan real? You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, Satan is not real. Satan's, of course, I don't believe in the Bible, so I don't believe in afterlife either. But the devil is not a real thing. And then growing up, we was taught that 666 resembled the devil and Satan, something demonic. But if you look it up, 666 is 6 electrons, 6 neutrons, 6 protons, and that's melanin. So the people who was teaching us this, they was telling us to be afraid of melanin, and that's the black people.
I thought that was just the atom in general, the whole breakdown of an atom. But either way, something else outside of that, the motherfucker said like the snake represents like.
Are you talking about like
serpent?
The serpent.
And
that's part of the Bible that got me too.
It's an animal.
Because I was like, when I got to that point, I was like, how's a snake talking? They don't talk no more. My grandparents couldn't answer that.
They said they were so evil.
Yeah.
That's why God
I read that part.
I guess the same thing happened with cows too. So like all the animals are evil. Yeah. At that point.
I read that part. Trust me, I read it, but I had my questions. I was just like, all right. And then this man, in high school, I met this dude, biracial, named TJ. He don't believe in the Bible. He's just like, So you telling me you believe in talking snakes? I was just like, it's crazy that you said that because I was curious about it myself.
So I mean, it got into us when we were young, though.
Yeah.
At the same time, they were like, I don't know about your upbringing, but they were talking about like, this fat guy coming in the chimney. Dropping off his presents. I was like, all right.
Nah,
bunny laying eggs.
This is the crazy part. Even as a kid, I was never taught about Santa Claus. I won't. I never believed in Santa Claus. Like my mom off rip was like, look, I'm gonna be real with you. You ain't about to get this fat white man my credit that I slaved because I had a single mom and one parent household. My mom working 2 jobs and stuff here and there, and like you not about to get no credit. Tell Santa this, that. I bought this. I work hard for it. I bust my ass for this. I pay for this shit. And it's like, all right. And then like crazy, I got expelled from school because around Christmas time, my first year of school, when the kids was like, Santa Claus, Santa Claus, and I was the only kid in there. Like, oh, y'all didn't know Santa Claus not real. Like y'all parents bring y'all gifts, and I got expelled. They kicked me out and called my mom and everything. And was like,
"Yo, like not coming for the rest of the year.
You can't have your child coming in here ruin all these other
for the
kids.
Rest of the year though."
No, it wasn't the rest of the year.
Oh, so
maybe I used the wrong word. Suspension.
Okay, I was about
suspension,
to say,
not expelled. Suspension.
Even suspended. That's
I got suspended for like telling
their
kids.
Joy.
Yeah,
there's a lot of kids that they never look at Christmas the same.
Because what they do is they go home and be like, they basically, somebody said Santa Claus ain't real.
Yep. Nah, their whole classroom were crying and shit. So to go beyond that, just the religious part. So do you believe, regardless of what term we use in the Illuminati? What I mean by that, like I said, no matter what term, just a behind-the-scenes group of people that are controlling the narrative, that's controlling society, that's making fucking shit move. Like, do you think?
I think that could be a thing. I definitely think that could be a thing. There's some powerful people. And it's always something going on, and then next thing you know, that something is gone, and then something else comes up. It's crazy if things aren't consistent. It's like, what is changing these algorithms? There's some powerful people up there, so yeah, I do believe it.
Like when it's election time.
Like, one
person gets killed and there's a riot.
Yeah, it's always something. The next thing you know, it's just a memory. You feel me? So, yeah.
Like, so how deep though? How deep do you think it really goes? Like, do you think like I've seen some weird shit where people say, well, not just that.
Where your mask at?
When people say,
where your mask at?
They said herd, when fucking everybody just become herd immunity. When everybody just had it. Well, you done had it now, currently, right? You've had it before?
No, I never had it.
Never had COVID? You don't know you never been diagnosed with COVID.
Every time I felt like I had COVID, I got tested.
That's what I'm saying. So you haven't been diagnosed with it.
I guess not. I guess not.
You, I know your ass done had it a couple times. I done had it once or twice. No. But even the second time, I felt like I had it. But even when I had it the first time, it wasn't shit. It didn't do nothing to me, really.
Y'all got the vaccines in the booster?
Nah, I ain't never took none of that shit.
I mean, I got a vaccine in the military, maybe did a vaccine, but if it wasn't...
Yeah, nah, I ain't did none of that shit. I ain't did nothing. But, like, at the same note, I feel like if that was a thing, that could have been something that's going to affect us, like, down the line. So? It might not be something that's, like, to play a part now, because it would be too obvious. But let's say if that put a cell in us or a virus in us that 10, 20 years from now affects our kids, grandkids.
Are you talking about the vaccine itself?
Or both, COVID? The virus or the vaccine.
It's crazy that you said that. I don't even want to get it wrong, but I'm just gonna start off. I just read like a week ago. Somebody was saying the vaccine actually caused blood clots in people, and so the vaccine was more of a testing because it was a testing for the military. And this is what was said. So it was Johnson & Johnson, it was Moderna, and it was Pfizer. They didn't even test these vaccines. They just put their name on it. so the vaccines could distribute a little bit better. It makes it seem real or whatever. But the vaccine itself was just, they was using us as like test subjects to see if it was real, like a thing. And then later on, a lot of people were either being hospitalized or dying from like blood clots, the ones who had the vaccine. So
I know they were saying it affected a lot of like young kids too. After they had started dropping the age and bringing it down lower and lower. I mean, I don't know. As far as that, so you feel like that was like a fucking population control thing?
At one point I did. I was believing all the conspiracies. At one point, I was like, "What the
You know
hell
how they
is it?"
said? I heard some weird shit. It was like, actually, this was just when the 5G towers became a thing. You heard that shit?
Yeah, I heard my brother texting me. I was like, "Boy, you better get
When
the
the
hell off my
5G
phone."
towers
talking
came
stupid.
live and
You said
activated
it's
the
that
new.
5G. Boy, get the hell off my phone talking that shit.
Hey,
man.
I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, who,
I mean, I don't know
knows?
what to believe, man. I'm just here like with the ebbs and flows of life. You feel me? Like I don't know what to believe nowadays.
Yeah, life too short, man.
Yeah.
Life short as hell. So, how do you think it goes even down to? I hear a lot of people saying like the weather. People they control the weather and these chem clouds and trails with the jets releasing that shit, so they control the tsunami. Like even
I
down
heard
to
it.
the hurricane,
Make it seem like it was a Truman
tsunami.
Show at this
Yeah,
point.
I heard it, but there's some shit I just don't dive into. Like, you know what I'm saying?
You ever seen the Truman Show before?
No, I heard about it too.
Yeah, your ass gonna be watching shit. You be like, yo.
I just be going with life, man.
So you
Shit.
ever seen Family Feud? Nah, man,
Yeah,
I
seen
heard about
Family
it though.
Feud. I seen Family Feud. The shit that interests me, like the shit that I care for, and shit. I'm just like, bro, I'm not about to sit in here and stress my mind out and worry about shit I can't control. I don't care about a lot of this shit. Some people say I'm too nonchalant. I just don't.
Well, I get
I
that
don't
too,
give a fuck.
but it's not. I think at the end of the day, it's just based on interest. Cause I'm pretty sure it's things that you are interested in.
Yeah.
That other people be like, I ain't waste my fucking time
Yeah, yeah,
doing
you're right.
this
Yeah,
or watching
you're
that,
right.
and vice
Yeah.
versa. But me myself personally, a lot of this shit, I didn't even research. It's just.
It just came.
It be my own fault, or I might come across something, see it, and it just
I feel you.
imprints on me, and
Just
I don't
like,
even realize.
just like
it,
the same shit like while I was talking about the vaccine. I didn't research it. It just came across and started speak on it.
Yeah,
you feel me?
and then
do I care enough to
go deeper?
Yeah, nah. Yeah.
But at the same note, it still sits up there, and you're like,
hey, this conspiracy might be a thing.
maybe
Yeah.
you start seeing little strange things go around.
Yeah,
Which I don't know. Like, you ever sit back and this is the thing that made me kind of start digging into, like, I ain't gonna say digging, cause like I said, I don't do much research, but made me start believing some of the conspiracy theories, more so like the population control type thing. You ever notice that media or like entertainment from movies and things of that nature, TV shows, will bring something to the forefront before it happens? And then, you know, we consume it, we watch it, we like it. And then, like, years down the line, it becomes a thing. And it's like,
what's the example?
fuck. Like, did these motherfuckers know this was already going to happen? Has it already happened? Or did they put this forward for us to see it so we won't go so crazy when they do it? For example, let's talk about fucking self-driving cars. You know, way back on like the DeLorean with Back to the Future and shit and like that.
It's crazy. It's crazy you said, I don't even mean to interrupt you, but it's crazy that you said that because when all this alien shit came down, right? We've been talking about aliens for years, right? And then I don't know, but if y'all noticed, but those 3 vets that basically testified under oath saying that there have been findings of
extraterrestrial.
Yeah. And they said that shit under oath. So that's what made people like, oh shit, you testified this under oath. So this is making a real thing. So when that came out, I was like, yo, it's crazy how everything that was brought up back in the 1960s about aliens is coming down.
Trickling out.
Like you already named the shows and movies, but I automatically thought about the fucking Jetsons.
I think about Star Trek.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Jetsons, Star Trek, but I'm not even going like that futuristic. I'm talking about closer to like our robot.
No, I'm saying like Star Trek had cell phones. So
yeah,
and you like think about it during that time.
Did?
Yeah, they had cell phones.
I never got into Star Trek. I always
like,
turned the channel.
Yeah,
but
Star Trek was so futuristic and such a
How
niche.
would you think of that?
Such a niche of shows. What I'm saying is like.
But what year did Star Trek come out? Because because I mean, cell phones was out in the '90s. Now, don't get me wrong.
So Star Trek.
It's older than that.
My dad grew up on that.
Yeah.
Oh, word.
So my thing was like something that's kind of more
crazy,
notable.
Yeah.
Like for example, you ain't got one on smartwatch.
Smartwatch, yeah.
But you know, like 007, James Bond, and spy movies been talking on watches forever. Mm-hmm. They had like Bluetooth shits before we did, and it's like my thought is, did that create the inception for people to create that from somebody else's imagination, or was that something that they already was like, all right, we got this.
We already had
Let's see if we can trickle it out to where people don't go too crazy if we show them this. Or touchscreen phones. Like in movies and stuff, that shit been way before it was even a thing. Holograms, projectors, things of that nature.
I think that's a good question, but I have a side. Some of the stuff, like, so you mentioned smartwatches. I do believe that, because now that I'm speaking, it's like, damn, you made a good point. I was going to say I do believe that somebody thought about it for a movie's sake, and then somebody was like, oh, we can make this a real thing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But as I'm speaking, I think I'm changing, like,
your thought
in my side. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, damn, that is crazy.
Cause so now what I mean by that, even going beyond like technology and stuff, you got movies and TV shows like Walking Dead, Resident Evil, Zombieland, World War Z, where this virus that created in a lab finally turns motherfuckers into zombies or something like that. And it's like everything that has been happening to man, a lot of it was created in a lab first. So is this like foreshadowing ourselves? Because like, for example, HIV. I've heard that shit was created in a lab.
I heard that too, but before that, I heard it was
from a monkey or something Africa. Like that. But then you turn around, you hear it was out of a lab and got out of a lab. Yeah. Same thing for like the swine flu. The fucking COVID-19 and any other virus. It's like a lot of the time this shit is originally created in a lab and then it gets out because one of the workers didn't follow proper protocol or whatever. And then like I was saying with AI, look at the boom of AI all of a sudden. But then you got shit like Terminator, iRobot, and things of that nature where like technology becomes smarter than us. Ooh, Eagle Eye. You ever seen Eagle Eye? Mm-hmm. Shit like that, and it's like, fuck, man. Like, where are we headed? Like, we're destroying ourselves in so many ways, from the planet and pollution, all the way to genetics and modifications, homosexuality, pushing that shit, like the same way fucking aliens do to every planet they go to.
I would say more so, if you want to bring it all back, you can bring it back to, honestly, this overarching thing would just be religion. Like, no, the process of it, not actual religion, but believing in something that we can't see, giving something that we don't know as far as credit. Like, oh, this bad thing happened because of this, or this good thing happened because the Illuminati wanted me to have this boat. Like, things of that nature. If you want to bring it back to like that, I would say there's something out there. We don't understand it. So everybody just puts their own little spin on it. It's like, it could be a god, it could be the devil, it could be the Illuminati, it could be aliens. But whatever it is, no one knows the answer. And we can't.
Everybody want to act like they got a answer though.
Because we have to say something.
No, we can just shut the fuck up and say, but I'll be real with you.
If you don't say it, then the person who do say it, you be thinking the same thing. They get credit. They be like, dang, I was thinking I should have said what I was saying, and then I probably could have went.
Or if you're thinking opposite, if you don't say shit, and then the person who actually speaks their mind is total bullshit, and everybody's going with the total bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
you who speaks louder, they be like, you must know the answer. You're yelling.
Right.
So
nah, sometimes that motherfucker be the one that get casted out. No, this motherfucker crazy.
nah,
Cause you gotta
only
think.
if it's no. What was Hitler saying? That he didn't get like you gotta think about like, certain people. You give a microphone, they'll be like, man, this man's spitting.
Think
As
about
long as
this,
it doesn't
bro.
hurt the majority.
Think about this, then. We had Jesus Christ, supposedly, on this earth, telling people he was Jesus Christ, and niggas stone his ass, bro. Nigga beat his ass, and he was telling the truth. He was telling the truth. They beat his ass to death, literally.
He came
Like,
back. Then he came back.
Like, bro, niggas ain't stopped believing in this nigga till he came back to life.
It's funny that you went there. I'm sitting here like,
Nigga, cause no, that's what I'm saying. You like, you know, oh, you say it first. Nah, this nigga was telling everybody, look, I can get you. And that's the crazy thing. Now we believe in a religion that was based off of us beating somebody ass to death. And now it's like a whole religion behind him. And we literally, we as humans, beat his ass, shunned him, stoned him, tortured him, embarrassed him, everything, all of the above, and then turn around and we follow a religion that's based off of him when he's no longer here.
Because they say
after he died,
they say
fully.
You got me doing the air quotes. They say it's a sacrifice. It's a sacrifice. So
that's crazy.
Don't every religion have to have one though?
No.
Not every religion doesn't have to have. You don't have to sacrifice.
Virgin Mary ain't sacrificed. I think
that's under the same religion though.
No, that's different. They believe in Mary and not Jesus. Yeah. They say Mary is the
so that's their messenger,
the chosen one. Yeah, you ever seen
everyone has a messenger.
When you see the what you call it, the praying lady and stuff, that's supposed to be Mary.
So basically, it would be like what you.
She's the chosen one for getting pregnant without having sex.
Virgin Mary.
What you think about that?
That makes sense. I can see why someone would actually be like, "No, she's special. I don't care what she gave birth to."
But so
how did she do this?
That's the chicken and egg.
No, I don't know what the hell that is. That shit would
That's
fly.
why I kept their mouth shut.
So check this out. What if currently, your girl be like, "I promise you, I didn't have sex with nobody." Like, cause say you was like, you know, you was still in the military and you was away. And you know you ain't had sex with her in the time frame, and she comes up pregnant. And she's like, baby, I didn't have sex with no one. Like, this is a miracle child. This is a miracle. Like, I don't know how I got pregnant. Yeah. Would you believe that shit?
Yeah.
Huh?
Because I trust my woman.
Ooh.
No, I'm kidding.
You got a lot of trust.
I ain't believing that.
So
shit.
then, what if you was the stepfather of Jesus? Like, what was Jesus' daddy's name?
Was it Joseph? Was it Joseph?
You're asking the wrong one.
No, just imagine that. Imagine if you was.
And they had another kid, right? Jesus had a brother.
Just imagine if you was Joseph, and you come home and she like, I know this ain't your baby, but
they said an angel had talked to him, convinced him to stay in that house. So maybe the angel was a doctor, and they ran the test. He's like, nah, bro, she telling the truth.
Ain't no test back then.
No, I'm saying the angel could have been a doctor. You're like, look, bro, I'm telling you right now. Like, that's what they said, the faith part. Because, see, we live it right now in our time.
Wow. Matter of fact, skip all that shit. What if a nigga came to you right now, tomorrow? Nah, maybe we're going to say he came to you Sunday. And this nigga is at this damn holding a sign in Raleigh. Over there near Triangle.
Who holding the sign?
This nigga, a man, holding the sign. He said, listen, son, I'm Jesus Christ, and I've come back. And this is your test. You can give me some money, and I can see where your heart is, or you can keep on driving.
I'm pretty sure there's somebody somewhere in California that has done that.
That's crazy.
Nah, that's not a good enough test. I'm be honest with you. That's not a test.
I get it.
$2?
Nah, I ain't say that. You just gotta be a decent amount.
I think you're gonna say you gotta suck my dick. Like, in order to, like, this is your I'm telling you, no, think about it, no, really.
You gotta be deep. Cause like back
they made
in the
them walk on coals and fire and
stuff. Would literally say, you know how God put plagues out and killed people's kids and all of the above to like let them prove their worthiness, let them prove their faith. But so now this is the next thing. You know how, like I was saying before, they always say, you know, the devil is the only one that does bad stuff, and God all he does is bless you or sit back. But at the same note, it's so many instances in the Bible where God created horrible things for humans to test them. Would you ever test your child like that? Like, bruh, this nigga created famine, a plague, locusts,
Right.
a flood. He tried to kill all of us multiple times. And it's like, is that nature? Or was that really God? What I mean by that is, let's say, like in Louisiana, or was it
It's New Orleans.
New Orleans?
Yeah.
In New Orleans, when they had that massive flood, hurricane, and all that, Katrina.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's say if we were to took that 2,000 years prior to, where there was no cell phones, there was no media, there was no way to communicate and
Couldn't tell FEMA nothing.
not even the FEMA part, to tell other people or find out, like way back then, you didn't know how big the world was. All you knew was your area, right, your location.
Yeah.
To them, that flood, going 1,000 years back, could have been the whole world in their brain.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
How don't we know shit like that happened, which created verses and stuff in the Bible to like give us a false sense of the size and scope of things? You got to think, the number like 1 million probably won't even a thing back then. They had no way of transportation, no way to really truly pass knowledge. Like today, something can happen in fucking Japan, and we can find out about it in seconds.
Right. But then
back then,
you didn't know anything else exists
except for your circle.
What was in proximity of you?
Proximity of you. It was no communication.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. So basically, you're saying the flood
could have been something small. The
side of a city. A little small
like
town.
Florida
or
whatever, with a hurricane or flood. But yet,
one of the people is written as
a grand scale thing.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the people that happened to write some of the scriptures or whatever was somebody that was in that situation. And like, oh, I'm gonna write this. This was grand or whatever. This was that. And it's like, damn. Like, I don't know, just going back on a lot of stuff like that.
It have to be grand in order to
be a story.
And in order to influence a massive number of people.
Yep. Because
even when Katrina happened, we knew it was a smaller scale.
And we weren't affected by it.
And
at all.
It was like, oh, that ain't happening to me. When tornadoes are happening, oh, that ain't happening over here in North Carolina. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if these stories were made grand, saying,
but not even that. Imagine somebody's story that lived and witnessed it, and that was living in that storm, that literally got affected by it. That shit, they I bet their kids and their grandkids know about it. Mm-hmm. And that story they probably told was probably like phenomenal. Anybody that survived that is, And I don't know, I'll just be thinking about stuff like that. Like, knowledge creates a bigger scope. Think about when you got your first job, the amount of money that felt like a decent amount of money to you compared to you now in your 30s. Mm-hmm. And you like, damn, I used to think that was a lot or a big number.
I used to think $100 was a lot.
Yeah, now it's like, fuck.
What? I used that just to pay a bill.
$1,000 ain't shit now. $500,000 can't get you out of nothing. Like, that's going to kind of take a couple steps forward, but like the average person is 30 or 30 plus.
I mean, $1,000 is something
now. No. What I mean by that is, I know what you mean, it's not life changing.
Yeah,
you would never get $1,000 and change your life.
But when you was like 14-year-old and say somebody put $1,000 in here, you thought you was rich. You know what I'm saying?
But it ain't 1,000 in cash. But what I was saying was like, it's other things that I've heard as far as religion, that knowledge was the original sin. You know how they state in the Bible to where they was told to not touch or eat the forbidden fruit or whatever. And then I've heard some people say that knowledge was the forbidden fruit. because they stated once that fruit was bit, that's when all of a sudden they realize, oh my God, I'm naked. I want to be clothed. I want to cover myself. And a lot of the other things that came with that supposedly was like knowledge in general, which I don't know. I'm just going off of like, random things.
We shouldn't have never taken in
But
knowledge.
And that's why in reverse, the two opposing things currently is science and religion. Mm-hmm. Like the biggest thing that combats religion is science, and the reverse, the biggest thing that combats. But at the end of the day, we all need science. Without science, there's no medicine.
Do we need medicine though?
Without science, there's no hospitals. In my eyes, honestly, we don't need medicine. No, this is my thought on that. Not to the fact that medicine is definitely keeping people alive, but I feel like people need to die.
That's why I was going with it.
Overpopulation is a thing because of medicine, because of science. And maybe that was the original point and purpose of the fruit, trying to live beyond your means, beyond your life. Like, we all have a certain life expectancy, or not even expectancy. You can't go off of that. We all have a certain amount of years that our body naturally is going to sustain. Yeah. And we go against the grain by using fucking medicine. Right. By using machines.
Before medicine was, not even say before medicine, even now, there are cultures who do not touch medicine, and they're living off of herbs, and they're still living to 100 and something years.
Yeah, but see, and that's still based off of person to person. Mm-hmm. And like you said, I feel like those people are living off that long because naturally they were supposed to. But I'm pretty sure people in that culture also are dying young too. I feel like if you die young, naturally you were supposed to die young.
Yeah, don't cheat your life. You know what I'm saying? Don't cheat your life expectancy. Yeah. Why like
they sustaining something that shouldn't even be here no more.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
It's so hard mentally to let go of someone, and I think that's why it does it. Then it falls back to money. The medical world produces more money for the governments than just about anything else. And so I feel like if you dangle, you can stay alive, but it's gonna cost you $100,000. People that don't even have $100,000 go for that cure, that call.
GoFundMe.
And it's like
GoFundMe real
they
quick,
really can't even afford it.
Right.
But they'll go into that debt for the hope, the small hope of still being alive. People that do chemo, people that do, all these other dialysis, all these other chronic illness, preventative measures and stuff to stay alive. And it's like, I ain't being an asshole, but we all supposed to die. We all have an expiration date. And some of us might be bananas, and some of us might be oodles and noodles. Some of us got a longer shelf life than others, and that's just how it is. In my eyes, like, everybody don't have the same expiration date, and that's kind of like my thought on it. But we try to give everyone that same expiration date, and then we become sad. But my whole thought on that is, for those people that are religious, why aren't you happy and celebrating if you believe in a higher power and that your loved one is going there? They're no longer suffering, no longer in pain, no longer like. And with that being said, do y'all believe in like an afterlife?
I already told you I don't believe in
an afterlife. So you feel like once you dead, you're dead. It's nothingness.
Something else I don't care about.
What about you, bro? You feel like it's nothingness? It's blank. It's dark. It's not like no.
Yeah, I feel like it's like when you were born, you just boom.
That's crazy too. When you're born, you don't have any memory or nothing. And then out of nowhere, you just become conscious.
It's like they flip the switch.
All right, hold up, bro. Now, please say yeah. You ever seen The Matrix before?
Yeah, I've seen The Matrix.
Okay.
I've seen all of them. Yeah.
Okay. You know how, like, when motherfucker come up and he pull the damn thing out and then all of a sudden now you're living real?
Yeah.
So, we done hit evolution, we done hit religion, we done hit aliens. What do you think about simulation? What are the odds of us literally just being some type of simulation, some type of entertainment for something else. Like
somebody that's like watching us.
No, that necessarily wouldn't be aliens, because for us, are we aliens to when we play in GTA? It wouldn't be alien. That would literally be us, literally just being a simulation. It's not alien.
Somebody like watching us.
Yeah,
like somebody
bigger than us, right?
Yeah, somebody like using us.
They're bigger than us.
And then it got to be size comparable, because data has no size. If we're a simulation, we're not even physical. We wouldn't have a size.
We're somewhat of a game to somebody.
That's what I'm saying. Like, is it like, okay, am I a game to you, or are you saying is it an overarching thing?
Yeah, overarching.
Yeah.
Something
It
overarching.
would be aliens too.
How would that be alienated? When you play Grand Theft Auto, are you an alien?
I'm the alien to the game.
How?
If they were,
you're not the alien. You're just playing the fucking game.
Exactly.
Something you created
in the game. If I'm within the game, you're saying me, you,
no,
this right here.
Yes, but I'm saying when you're playing Grand Theft Auto, are you not the fucking character in the game? When you sitting on your fucking couch, you controlling the game. Are you an alien?
How would I be the alien?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
No,
you're saying an alien controlling us? No, it's not.
No.
We just nothing.
They're watching us. To us, they will be the alien.
No.
The game. We don't think the game have any.
What if we are the game? That's what it's saying. What if we are the game?
If we are the game, then the overarching thing. But they're controlling us. Then
they wouldn't be an alien though.
Yes, they would be.
How? But you just said
you wouldn't be the alien.
I'm not an alien. I'm not an alien in my eyes. I don't think anyone's an alien in their own eyes.
But I'm saying, if you controlling CJ on San Andreas, are you the alien?
I would be the alien in that conversation.
You wouldn't, only because that's not extraterrestrial. It's not space. It's nothing. It's data. We would just be data.
Oh, so this simulation is not somebody programmed it, created this whole thing, whole environment.
Yes. Yes.
So they created it.
Just like somebody created.
TV.
Yeah, that's
either TV or video game.
That's what he's getting at.
TV or video game.
Yeah, if that's the case, if I believe in that, I believe it would be aliens. Then I think aliens would be like, because I'm like, oh, who would want to see us other than us? You know, like you would say, rich people. Like,
no, because you got to think. What they're doing. Why would it be? I'm just confused on the alien part then, because why would it be an alien when we create? For example, going back to the Bible, they said God created us to be in His likeness. When we create Grand Theft Auto to be in our likeness, how is that an alien when it's not? It's literally, we're just a image. We're just the image of their likeness. Maybe these motherfuckers just like us.
Well, that'll go into the thing I was saying as far as they were advanced. They left. They didn't really leave. They stayed.
Yeah, but no, not advanced because they not in it. They can't. We can't go inside.
At the end of the day, let's be real. Like, you asked the question, he gave his opinion. You can't fight him on his opinion.
I'm not fighting him. Like, but I was just trying to get him.
It can necessarily be an alien that's controlling him.
I was trying to get him.
The only reason I was thinking that is because that's the only way I was like, what? All right, they're not messing with us, right? You're saying they're not. There's no influence.
No. I'm saying literally.
Oh, they are like. Oh, I want to see him do this.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I would do that. Yeah, I've done it.
So that's what I'm saying. Not alien wise, they literally. Yeah. Fact. So when you go on Grand Theft Auto, sometimes like the shit we can't explain, like fuck, and time would be of essence. They say 1,000 years to us is only a minute to God or something like that. Just like on the game.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It'd be like days and days.
Be days. You be on the game. You done played the whole. Think about your 2K season. Mm-hmm. You done played like fucking 20 years in like a month.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it would be because the relevance would be different. But at the same note, it's like, all right. If that's the same notion, because we would say, well, how the fuck they controlling us all day, every day? Like, what if when you go to sleep, it's just them cutting the game off? Or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, they just cutting the game off, and you think you sleep, oh, I'm tired now, I gotta go to sleep. Like, you literally do that, the same shit.
I'm gonna keep it simple. I don't believe this is a simulation type shit.
Okay.
I ain't gonna go deep into it.
Okay.
I just believe it's a simulation type shit. That's what I'm going with.
Okay. But
I mean, it'd be cool. It would be cool.
He said it'd be cool. I wish I was a video game.
I don't want to be, but it would be like just the thought of it, like somehow a glitch happens. You be like, oh,
You'd be like,
kinda
hey,
Free
man, what the fuck wrong with you, bro? Why the fuck you made me so short?
Yeah, like create a play. Like
Yeah, why you make me like this, man?
Had their own. I'm like, yo, at that point, you be looking around like, who's
That's
the
what
NPCs?
I'm saying.
You know, at what point, like, if every single person actually had a user, I was like, wow.
Cause you gotta think about like how Call of Duty and shit, they be like new season, but it'd be like the world got destroyed or whatever else. Like, all right, new season, COVID-19, and it's like, all right, y'all gotta play with y'all masks on, whatever else. This and third, you know what I'm saying?
It's a mask on.
That VR, like, cause at what point do you think going under us? Do you think like Google and Siri literally has no way to think and process when they literally understand English and answer every question we ask them, whether it's, oh, I don't have an answer to that, or
I was about to say my
information.
series don't be having a little bit some answers. Now.
I get that, but at the same note, it has to have some type of processing and thinking to
No, you're right.
allow it to get this and that.
To actually have a thought process to not
find exactly what you
say
want.
I don't know or to have an answer. Yeah, I get you.
And pull that shit from millions of pieces of
like
information online and
quick.
database and just give you this, hey Siri, find out what time such and such, and just like go do it. Like, at what point do you feel like it's gonna actually be where AI might actually have like rights?
That's scary.
Cause like, you gotta think, we give dog rights. If you kill a dog with no physical reason, a cat, a dog, it's like you can go and do prison time, yet you can kill a cow or a chicken, no consequence. But it's all based off of how much we value that specific thing. So if AI becomes to the point where we say, oh, it actually has a conscience now. And like, god damn, bro.
Awesome too.
I just fucked myself
like
over now.
Nah, it's kind of like it would be like Sonny from iRobot at that point. Like, hey, bro, he's part of our family. Like, don't talk to him like that. You're like, don't do that to Sonny. I'm gonna unplug him. Like, not like that's like my cousin at this point.
But the motherfuckers turn on you though.
Wow, that's when
your dog can too.
Yeah,
they got rights. Your dog can bite the shit out of you. Dog be attacking people.
Yeah,
but dogs can die. AIs can't. It's a difference.
Well, we'll have to make a fail safe.
Yeah,
well, not us,
that's
general,
the shit
but that's what they would do.
What about the movies where the fail safe don't fucking work?
And
that's
when the good robot comes. There's always one good robot that saves us all. He'd be like, son, you came back. Yeah, I didn't like the way y'all treated me, but
I will
kill
say,
all my other people.
As of lately though, narrative's been going to the dark side where the dark shit be winning. Like, you know, at one point it's always the good guy wins and humans always win. I done started seeing shit now where it's like,
where the hero don't always win.
Hero don't win.
It's more realistic.
The fucking humans don't win, or the fucking. I said, oh shit! And
it's not happy ending.
It always makes shit.
That, though.
I do. I mean,
it makes shit way better though when it ends. You be like, oh shit!
We actually lost.
Like shit. You ever watch Game of Thrones before?
Yeah.
Okay.
Shit, yeah.
Like, bruh, the dynamics of everything that was going on there, like the first motherfuckers you think gonna be the star of the show, and they get their shit chopped
they
off.
was, you know what I'm saying, Game of Thrones, they was killing main characters. Like,
that's what I'm saying. And like, shit like that is like, yo, I think that shit makes shit way better. So maybe that's why we got like so much bullshit in life, bro. It make the story way better.
So you going with somebody watching this shit?
Nah, I mean, I don't know. I ain't going with none of that. I told you off rip. I just feel like we don't belong here. Like, my primary thought is that humans don't belong here. I feel like the verbiage ship has been utilized in so many ways. We came here on the ship. Not us. We might be original indigenous species. Us melanated color. Like, but beyond that, you know, I don't even know. This is the crazy part. I don't have much knowledge on Asian culture, Japanese people, and like Japanese, Chinese, and all of that. I don't know much. I just know about black, white, and Mexicans. or Hispanics. I'll say Hispanics. Outside of that, the Asian culture is so alien to me.
You know, Asians stretch out more than just those three. You know, like the ones y'all consider Indians are Asian as well, right?
Talking about like Indonesia, or you talking about India?
And that's Asia as well.
So you talking about far as them being like what from the Anglo-Saxons and shit like that? What's that dude's name?
They're Asian. Like you look.
Oh, what's old boy name? Genghis Khan? How he fucking conquered and had sex with like.
Look at the map. Look at the continent. They're Asian.
Who?
Like, so the ones that, so if you see somebody, I can, if I describe their skin complexion, like, you go to an Indian restaurant, they're Asian.
I ain't talking about Indians today. I'm talking about Native Americans. I don't you talk about the Indians. I thought Indians, honestly, were close to, like...
You was thinking about
Arabians.
Like,
no,
yeah.
I'm talking about Native Americans.
I know what you're saying, but you name, when people think of Asian, people automatically assume someone with some type of slanted eyes and pale skin.
Oh, no. I think about the people, Thailand and all that shit.
Okay.
I go deeper than that. I know some of the others. I'm just saying I don't know much about their culture in general. Like, that's one place I would like to go. I would like to go to, like, China or Japan. But at the same note, I always hear, and this is stereotyping again, but, like, they are super cultural and shun a lot that isn't in their culture. Or, you know, from where they are, don't look like them or whatever. Like,
yeah, I mean that's true. Definitely when the difference between South Korea and North Korea. Yeah. So it's a whole lot of shit.
I'm uncultured on that.
Yeah,
so I don't know.
It's a whole lot of shit. You just don't cross that line. You feel me? But it's a dictatorship. It's a whole different. It's ran different than the way it's
Yeah,
ran
that's
here.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So overall, I don't know much about that. I don't really speak much on them. I just know the ones over here, they own hair stores, Chinese food spots, and nail salons, and massage parlors. Outside of that, that's stereotyping, but I mean, over in their culture, I watch a lot of anime. I see the shit on anime. I don't know, you know, how that is. I'm heavy on anime, bro. You watch anime?
Nah, my boys do, but nah.
I'm surprised they ain't get you into that. You ever try anime?
I try anime.
Which ones have you tried?
I can't even tell you. I tried Bleach. I tried.
Damn, that's one of my top 5, top 3.
Naruto. I think that's the only two. My boy really 2 weeks ago, he tried to get me. I don't even know the name of it. But he tried to get me a one on. He's like, oh, bro, you like this? I mean, I was watching a little bit with him, but at the end of the day, I just be distracted. Like, it can't catch my attention long enough. So I have nothing against it. It's just my attention span. I ain't grow up a TV person. You feel me? My brother, like when we shared a room, he'd turn to Dragon Ball Z. I go do some shit. I just can't. My attention span don't. Nowadays, I watch TV, but it's more realistic TV.
Yeah.
Or like sci-fi shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard for me to like focus on like anime and shit like that. So,
gotcha. Alright, so we about to go ahead and wrap up this episode. Conspiracy episode, you know what I'm saying? And until next time, let's talk about it.
Ayy. Let's talk about it. If you gotta get it off your chest, let's talk about it. I'ma tell the truth, nothing less. Let's talk about it. Gotta keep it real, what you expect. Let's talk about it. Ayy, let's talk about it. Listen, man, I'm just here to talk my talk. You know what I'm saying? And if you like it, I love it. And if you don't like it, I still love it. Cause I'm just here having fun, man. Hopefully y'all can just sit back, listen to this, and enjoy yourself. Cause that's all we're here to do. Let's talk about it.